Hey guys! So I'm just gonna wait a few minutes for people to hop on, but this is my Saturday live. And of course, I didn't do my couponing again today. I really need to get back at that. Guys, send me motivation because my stockpile is dwindling. Not the laundry stuff, but a lot of the other stuff is dwindling down. But yeah. Today, my husband and I did a little shopping. We got some pizza. The heat wave's still going on. I am dying of heat right now. It's only like in the 80s, but it feels like it's like 100 degrees outside. I'm sweating to death, but it is what it is. This camper's hot. That's what it is, I think. This camper's hot. My bedroom is hot. My basement where I do my crafting is hot. My sunroom is hot, and that's where I do my Cricut stuff. Hey, Angel. So I have just been sweating, and it's hot outside. So I've been sweating nonstop all day. So I can't wait for the weather to start to cool down a little bit. I opened the windows like there and behind me. So hopefully like we'll get a good breeze going. I mean, we're supposed to get rain today. So hopefully when it rains, a good breeze will get going and I'll cool down a little bit. But now I can feel a breeze. Just a slight one, but it felt nice. Hey, Kelly. I keep hearing someone go in and out of my door. Probably my husband.
What you doing, bro?
I'm on live.
Oh.
It's hot in here, too. It's been stinking hot and humid here all week. Today, just hot, no humidity. Oh, man. Hey, Michelle. Yeah. It's been hot here for like 2 weeks now and like in the 90s, and it's ridiculous. It was supposed to cool down after the rain yesterday. No, Thursday. But no, it was still crazy hot yesterday, crazy hot today. Tomorrow, I think it's supposed to be like in the 70s, but I'm not gonna hold my breath until I see it. Because it's been just hot, 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 but it's been humid here too because we've been getting rain. So it hasn't been nice when it rains. It's just been like so like hot when it rains. Can't wait. I'm excited. What are you excited for? Oh, your cup? Yeah, I started that today. So I made the background, like the whole like cup. I spray painted it a lilac purple. And I think that's really going to make the image pop. So I'm excited about that. Hey, Brielle. It dropped 25 degrees overnight here in Minnesota. Thursday was in the 90s and it dropped to upper 60s. Oh my gosh, I wish it would drop here. It's been too hot. So got good news on Wednesday, got test results back. The lumpectomy and chemo did its thing. No new lumps at the moment. I'm cancer free. Oh, that is so great, Kelly. That is awesome. That is amazing news. Wow. I'm nodded. Can you see? Knotted? What is knotted? Oh my gosh, I bet. That's awesome. Are you going out to celebrate? Or did you celebrate? No, not yet. One day of chemo left, then after the aftermath of that, I'll do something. That's awesome. So, do you get to ring the bell, or did you already ring the bell? When my mother-in-law was on her last round and cancer-free, she got to like ring this bell at the hospital. It was pretty cool. Any new projects coming up? I have tons of new projects. A lot of tumblers. Yes, when I get the port removed after Tuesday round, I get to rent. That's awesome! You should record it. So, I just finished a Chucky cup, which I posted. And I kid you not even an hour after I posted it, it got sold. So I'm excited about that. So I think I might make another Chucky cup, but I think I might make it different than the one I already made. And then I'm just finishing up a Beetlejuice one for a customer order. I had originally made the other Beetlejuice one, because he was like, when you're done your Beetlejuice one, I'd like to buy it, but then it wasn't exactly what he had like wanted, because he didn't want glitter on it, and he didn't want the lid topper, and he wanted Beetlejuice's face on it. So I ended up just making him a new cup, and I still have the other Beetlejuice one up for sale. So the one I made him is striped like the other one, but there's no purple glitter on the bottom, and then it has his face on the back, and then it's Showtime on the front, and then the green slime coming down. But the green slime is not like as drippy as the other one. It's like pretty much just at the rim, like dripping down just a little bit, because I waited a little too long to let it thicken, and it thickened so much that it didn't really drip much, but that's okay. It still looks pretty cool. It looks neat, like actually pretty thick around the rim. And then instead of the spider in the eye lid topper, he wanted just a Zagnut candy bar at the top, which in the movie, Beetlejuice like has this Zagnut bar at these crows to like help him get out of his grave or something like that. So what I was going to do was first I was going to see if I could find just a Zagnut bar, just already made, a fake one, and put it on there. Couldn't find any that were like bigger than this. So, I decided I was going to buy a candy bar and, take the candy out, stuff it with something fake, and then seal it with epoxy. But I could not for the life of me find one in stores. I don't think they make them anymore, to be honest. And I didn't want to pay Amazon prices. So I improvised and I made my own. So I took that mini bookmark mold, the purple one with like 5 like little tiny bookmarks. And I filled one with red resin. And then took that out. And then I printed out the label. Like I cut like each specific piece of the label and stuck it on, and then sealed it with UV resin, and I'm just letting it harden now, and then I'm going to put it on the top, but I'm gonna put it in a way where I don't have to take off the thing that like seals it, because normally when I do lid toppers I have to take off that piece that slides back and forth, because the things cover that. This is going to go like over top of that so it can still slide back and forth. So I thought that was pretty neat. But yeah, that'll be in not my next epoxy video, but the one after that. Do you have any candy dish molds? I saw another channel that had a really cool dish that looked like a wrapped candy. I do not have that mold. I have not even come across that mold. I wonder if they got it from Amazon, because I've not seen it on Temu, but I can look for one. If you are interested in purchasing something like that, I will, I'll get the mold. And the next Halloween themed Tumblr on my list is Freddie. I think she must make her own molds, possibly. She is from oh. I mean, I've seen the candy dish mold before in the epoxy group that I'm in, but I have not come across it on Temu yet, but I have not specifically looked for it either. So, I can do that tonight. I can look for it. And I've also, when I haven't been able to find them elsewhere, I've also found molds on Etsy too. Like, I tried so hard to find a pickle mold. They did not have a pickle mold on Temu. They did not have a pickle mold on Amazon. So I bought one on Etsy, and it actually came in a 2-pack. And then the girl I bought it from sent me a ladybug one for free. If you guys saw my Amazon haul. Hey, native lady. Did you hear my dog? That was Chewy. And I apologize, you guys, if I sound like congested and stuff. I'm coming down with another cold. And I think it was from my lack of sleep. When I was on the prednisone, if you guys remember, I was up for like 3 days with only like 2 hours of sleep per night. And I think it put my immune system kind of in shock. And my body was like, yep, you're getting a cold. How are the kids liking school? It's school. I guess the typical school response of, that's what I get all the time. It's school. That's what they tell me. Like, it's not bad, but it's not good. None of my kids are particularly fond of school. They like seeing their friends, but how are you doing with your teeth? So, I forgot a lot of you have not heard what was going on. So I went in on the 7th to get my tooth pulled. The whole story is when I got my last tooth pulled, I scheduled the next appointment for the 7th that day. When I got home to go put it on my calendar, I realized I had another appointment that day in the morning. So, and I was scheduled for like 10:30 with the dentist and scheduled at like 11:10 for my other appointment. So I was like, that's not going to work. So I immediately called them back and I was like, oh my gosh, I double scheduled. I was like, can we reschedule for another day? And she was like, oh, how about we just push you ahead to like 2 o'clock and we'll see if you can be able to get here on time or whatever. So I was like, okay. I got out of my other appointment. That one took like a half hour. I got out at like noon. Not even. So I had time to spare to get to my appointment. So I wound up, I got into a little bit of traffic. So I wound up getting to my appointment like right on time. But the office was packed. Just packed with people. And when I went to like sign in, there was like 7 other people with the same time as me. And I'm like, what the heck? So I guess it was on like a first come, first serve kind of basis when you're double scheduled, but like not even double. It was like overbooked. So I'm sitting there for an hour and I'm so anxious. Like normally when I have my dentist's appointments, I have them in the morning and there's really nobody in the morning. So I'm like in and out. I was getting so nervous just sitting there. Finally went up to the lady and I was like, hey, is it going to be a lot longer? Because if it is, I have things to do, places to be. I was like, I have to go home. I'm going to have to reschedule. And I was like, and if I reschedule, can I reschedule for a morning so that I'm not, you know, overbooked and waiting? So she was like, okay. She checked with the dentist. It was going to be a long wait. So, I ended up rescheduling for the 21st at like 10:30. So hopefully that'll just be an in and out appointment because yeah. And the reason they overbook is because they do have a lot of cancellations and no-shows. So they want to make sure that they get everybody in, kind of deal. But it does suck when everybody shows up and then people are waiting for hours. So that was kind of the situation. And not to mention, I feel a cold coming on. I would have been miserable with a cold and tooth, like mouth pain and irritation and all that, and trying to heal and whatnot. And yeah. So, and not to mention sitting there, I had such bad anxiety by the time I left that I don't think I would have been able to drive home. Honestly, if I had gone through with it. So, yeah. I have extreme anxiety when it comes to going to the dentist. I don't know if anyone else can relate, but yeah, anytime I have to get my, like, a tooth pulled, cavities filled, Novocaine shots in my mouth, my anxiety is like through the roof. It's bad. But yeah, so my teeth are still there, unfortunately. But fortunately at the same time, because I forgot to mention, we did go to the Chili Pepper Festival yesterday. And I got to eat, and the first thing I ate, we went at like 9 o'clock. We went as soon as my husband and I dropped Royce off at school. We went straight there. And when we got there, what we did is we did a whole loop around just to see what all the stands were. And then on our second time around, we would stop, sample, buy stuff, whatever. And I ended up getting this big bowl of chili. And I forget what it was called, but I didn't expect it to be as spicy as it was. But I guess I should have expected that at a Chili Pepper Festival. But it was delicious. I ate the whole thing, but my mouth was on fire by the time I was done. I would not have been able to eat that at all if I had had my tooth pulled. So, but yeah, so I had some chili at like 9:30 in the morning for breakfast. And we ended up getting like a whole bunch of things. We got barbecue sauce that we've had before that we love. It's called Sloppy Seconds. If anyone's in Pennsylvania and you've heard of Sloppy Seconds, or if you're in Pennsylvania and you want a good barbecue sauce, it's delicious. We got peach bourbon. We got spicy cherry, and we got root beer flavored, and they're all delicious. I got my dilly beans. Whoever, I forget who it was, I don't know if you're in this live right now, but somebody had suggested that I pickle green beans, and they're called dilly beans. Well, I never got around to that because I don't grow green beans, but I did buy pickled green beans, and they're delicious. And my husband also, and we also came home and got Royce from school, and then we left him with my stepson because they both didn't want to go. But we took Brooke and we went back to the Chili Pepper Festival so that Brooklyn could enjoy it as well, because it was supposed to rain today. It never did. So we could have gone today and had more time, but we didn't. I am the same way. I always try to get early appointments too. I feel you with the anxiety. I'm glad you got another appointment. Oh, the Chili Pepper. Yes. We also got bread and butter pickles. Those are my favorite kind of pickles. I love bread and butter. There was something else. My husband got me fudge. Chocolate peanut butter fudge. I got some chocolate peanut butter fudge at the shore, at the beach when we went on the boardwalk in Cape May. That was delicious, so I wanted more. There was something else. Oh, we got vinegar shots. So it's like, I think it's might be balsamic vinegar, maybe not. Apple cider vinegar, maybe. But it's in this like bottle that you pour like in a shot glass and you take a shot of it. But it's not like super harsh like straight vinegar. It has like there was a flavor to it. I forget what it was. I think it was like brown sugar, maple brown sugar or something like that. But it was very tolerable, and actually it tasted pretty good. And you just like take a shot of that a day, and it's supposed to like help your immune system and your digestive system and your body and all that. So, and then we stopped at the stand next to it and we got bee pollen, which is like these little tiny, they're just these little balls of pollen. And apparently they have like 86 vitamins and minerals in them that are supposed to be really good for your body. And it's supposed to be like really, really, really good for you. And I ended up taking like 4 of the samples just to try them because they had ones in yogurt, ones in cottage cheese, and then they had 2 of them by themselves. There was a dark one and a light one. And I tried all 4 of them, and they were delicious. And then we bought like a really decent sized jar of it. I love pickled green beans. I did them and made them a bit spicy. Ooh. We just saw that bee pollen at our local farmer's market last Saturday. It's really good. My husband discovered it like 3 years ago, I want to say. And he's been like on a big like honey kick. So he usually gets raw honey. He'll get the honeycomb and eat that and the pollen. Have you ever tried malt vinegar on your fries? Not malt vinegar, but I put like balsamic vinegar on my fries before, and it's really good. Those bee pollen vitamins would be good this time of year, especially with school back in session. Yes, definitely. Never heard of them though. They're really sweet. It's like these little tiny balls of pollen just all in this jar. And you just take a spoonful. You can eat it by itself. You can mix it in yogurt. You can mix it, like he had it mixed in cottage cheese. You can mix it in honey. You can mix it with like milk or water. But it's really good. And then when we went back and my daughter was there, Brooklyn, she was trying a lot of the hot sauce samples, and I think it was like the first stand she went to. She tried this Carolina Reaper sauce. It was the hottest sauce they had. Took the spoonful, made no reaction whatsoever, and the guy's just looking at her like, Josh takes the same spoonful and almost died from it. He's like, I immediately started hiccuping. He was like, it was the worst feeling in the world. But Brooklyn, no reaction. So what they ended up doing was giving her a free bottle of the hot sauce. But then she kept taking like really hot spoonfuls at every single stand, and the last one got her. They had this really, really, really hot sauce, and she put it on a chip, ate it, was fine for like the first like 30 seconds to a minute. And then as we start walking, like I look over and she goes, that one got me. And she was done by then. Hey, Angie. I take a spoonful of local honey every day. It really helps with the allergies. Poor Brooklyn. She did it to herself. Yeah. Honey, raw honey is really, really good for you too. I should be eating it right now with my cold. I need to take one of them vinegar shots too. I forget if I got anything else there. Oh yeah. And at the honey stand, Royce, I don't know if you guys know, like the honey in the sticks. They have like, these like honey sticks where like, it almost looks like a pixie stick, but then you open it up and you can drink the honey out of it. They had 4 for $1. So I got Royce 4 of those because that's like, he loves those. Every time we go to like the honey stands and stuff, he gets one of those. And when we went to Green Dragon last weekend, I believe, or the weekend before, the kids went with their own money, like with their allowance money and stuff. Just because when we go there, they're always like, can I have this? Can I have this? Can I have this? And we're always like, not no to everything, but like 95% of the things they ask for is no because they're ridiculous. So, we let them bring their money that time. And Royce bought 2 of the honey sticks for 50 cents. Have you ever been to Weaver's? Weaver's Orchard? Yes, my kids' first field trip at school was Weaver's Orchard in kindergarten. So Brooklyn went when she was in kindergarten, and Royce just went last year in kindergarten. And we actually went to Weaver's Orchard the same year that Brooklyn went to hers, because we wanted to bring Royce as well, and we wanted to go like, it was either pumpkin or apple picking, but it was a lot of fun. Isn't Weaver's in Moton? No, No. Weavers isn't in Moton. But I know where exactly what it is. There's one in Moton that we go to also that has a pumpkin patch that, but I forget which one that one's called. But yeah, Weavers, I don't know if they still have all the stuff they used to, like before COVID. But I know when we went, they had the apple shooter where you got to like shoot apples out of this thing. And they had this slide that's like this big like tube thing. Oh my gosh, that was fun. My kids loved that. And then they had these goats that just kind of like roamed free and walked across this like, it was like this big like bar. I don't know. But they were like up in the air. It was crazy. But it was a lot of fun. My kids feed the goat. Yeah, my kids do too. That's crazy though. We don't live far from each other. Because I don't live too far from Weavers. Man, it has not cooled down, you guys. I'm still like really sweaty. I love goats. Our neighbors have them. I see them in the trees sometimes. Aw, that's so cute. I know when I hear you talk about these places, I'm like, no way, we must be close. Yeah, that's crazy. I've actually, there's another subscriber that I have that lives close by because she left a comment on one of my videos one day and was like, I think I saw you at Walmart the other day. And I'm like, was I at Walmart? And then I was like, I was. And then I was like, the Walmart in Exeter? And she's like, yeah, that's the one. I was like, that was me. I graduated in Boyertown. Oh, that is awesome. Yeah, I don't live far from Boyertown. It cooled down for a little bit in Minnesota, so we had our air conditioner off for a couple days and then turned it back on last night because of the humidity. Dang. You should have brought a pail of cool water to put your feet in. Boob sweat is not comfortable. Oh my gosh, boob sweat is not comfortable. Nope, not at all. I didn't even think of that. I have 10 chickens. They are my BFFs. That is so funny. We used to have chickens. Did we have chickens when I had my YouTube? Yeah. I think I did have the chicken. No. We had chickens when I was pregnant with Roy. So I just started my YouTube. We had like 8 chickens, I believe. And like, yeah, they didn't last long. They were kind of terrorizing the neighborhood. They always got loose. We just aren't zoned properly for chickens. And it was nice having the eggs, but then just, they were messy and it was just not a fun time. And they were mean. I guess not mean, but chickens, like, I don't know. They remind me of little velociraptors and I'm kind of scared of them. They chased me around a lot. So when they escaped, I would try to have to like shoo them back into our yard. And half the time I'd be chasing them and then they'd be chasing me, and the neighbors probably were watching and just cracking up at me, like trying to like shoo these chickens back into my yard. Oh my god, that's where I go crazy. The Exeter Walmart, that's the best one. I don't like the Walmart in Wyomissing, and I don't like the Walmart in Fifth Street. They're just too... Well, the Walmart in Wyomissing is where I think there was like 2 shootouts there, and it's like super dangerous. But in the same shopping center, I go to the $1 zone all the time. In that area, it's like on the other side of the Walmart, but I go there in Morgantown. I don't think I've ever been to the Morgantown Walmart, but yeah, I live pretty much right down the road from the Exeter Walmart, so I have no reason to go farther. I find with Walmarts, even in Canada, some are so sketchy and others are okay. Yeah, we have several sketchy Walmarts around here that... I don't know if you guys remember my whole Walmart story, and this was the Wyomissing Walmart where I found that shirt for like 3 cents, and the lady like took it from me and was like, we can't sell you that, even though I had already had it in my cart and I was being wrung out. Yeah, that's another reason why the managers just think they can do whatever they want at that one. But have you ever been to BB's? I have, but not in a really, really long time. Why is my husband playing music when he knows it? 1 second, you guys. I lied. That's not my husband. That's the UPS guy playing music outside my house. I don't even think the package is for me. I was about to go out there and yell, and then found out that that's not my husband. I don't shop at BB's very often anymore because a lot of the stuff that they sell is expired. But I do really like the Grocery Outlet. Have you been there? They have one in Fifth Street, like right next to the Ollie's. We live in the country. We used to let them roam, but now we keep them in a pen. I like to walk barefoot. Yes, catching them is definitely a workout. Luckily, our girls are sweethearts. Aww. Yes, it is a pain reading all the labels. No, I'll have to check it out, though. I love it. The Grocery Outlet, I went shopping there for my kids' party for, like, snacks and stuff. And I don't think any of their stuff is expired like BB's is. But they have like crazy markdowns on foods and stuff like BB's does. Not as extreme markdowns, but pretty good. Like I walked out with a full cart of stuff for under $100. Like a full cart. And they have big carts. Oh man, you guys, I am so tired. I have not been able to feel like I've been able to catch up on sleep since taking the prednisone, and I have, yesterday was my last day. I took 1 pill. But I've been sleeping normal and fine, but I just, losing those 3 days of sleep, I just have not been able to. Oh, Oh, awesome. I'll definitely try that next time. I just got a full cart of BBs yesterday for $85. That is awesome. You know where I used to go at BB's? You know how, not like in the actual store, but it's like when you walk in the doors and then there's like this consignment shop like on the side. I used to go to that all the time. And they used to, back when I used to paint my nails all the time, they used to sell nail polish there. And they would have like high-end brands like OPI, Essie, China Glaze, all that kind of stuff. And they'd sell it for like $1 a piece. And that was like expensive nail polish. I used to go ham in that store. And they would sometimes have like good makeup there too. But I don't do my makeup anymore either. Which is kind of a shame because I have all this nail polish, all this makeup, and I don't use it anymore. And I used to excessively buy all that stuff. And now I excessively buy crafting supplies. That's awesome. Was that a while ago? Because I think the place was new. Yeah, that was I want to say like 6 or 7 years ago, maybe 8. Long time ago. They did close for like a while. And I was disappointed when they closed down. But then my friend Jess said that they're open again. And she was like, oh, yeah, they're open. And I go and I shop in there and stuff. And I was like, oh. But I've not been in the new one. There's a new place there called Fashion Sense. Oh. Yeah, I haven't been in there. I have not been to BB's in years, actually. I passed BB's on the way to Shady Maple. I go there usually when people have birthdays because you get the free breakfast on your birthday. I didn't go for mine though, but I went for my friend Jess's birthday. I love their market. Yeah. And on your birthday, they give you this like whole packet of birthday coupons that you can spend in the shop downstairs and at like their little like marketplaces too. And it's usually like 20% off coupons. It keeps like looking like it's gonna rain out, but it's not. I didn't know that. That's good. Yeah. So if you go to Shady Maple on your birthday, all you gotta do is just show them your ID and you get your breakfast for free. And then they give you a little booklet that has like all these coupons in it for their shop downstairs and like 3 of their other shops like in the like area. There's one that's like, I think it's like a market. There's one that's like a place that has like clothing and craft supplies and toys and a bunch of like shoes and stuff, and there's like fishing poles there, and then there's another shop, but I forget what it is. But I know there's like a coffee shop in there. Are you an Eagles fan? I am. And my husband is a diehard Eagles fan. I have a funny story too. When the Eagles won the Super Bowl back in, was it 2017? No, 2018. I was supplementing Royce at the time with formula because the doctor was like, oh, he needs to supplement, blah, 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 blah. Well, it turns out that his stomach did not mix well with formula, any kind that I tried. So that night, I had just given, and he refused to drink from a bottle, so I had to like mix it in cereal and give it to him. So the Eagles had just won the Super Bowl. My husband's like, yeah, like cheering. My son had projectile vomited like all over me, all over my bed, because I was like laying down with him, trying to get him to like go to sleep. And I'm like coming out running, holding him like this. He throws up all over the floor. I slip and I fall, and I fell like this, like, and I'm like, fell, like I took the impact of the blow, and like he's in the air, like my arms are raised up. And you just hear me yelling, help, I need help. So that's how I remember the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, because it was a traumatic experience for me. Like, it was crazy traumatic at the time, but like every time I talk about it now, like it's hilarious. Nobody got hurt. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. And it was like, it all happened at the same time. Like, they won, I fell, there was vomit everywhere. And I was running to the bathroom to get him to the toilet, even though, like, he wasn't old enough to walk. He was only, like, 6 months old. And I was also running to the bathroom to get him in the tub to, like, wash him off and everything because he was covered. It was a bad time. I'm picturing it in my head. That's crazy. Yeah, it is very crazy. But I got him all cleaned up and all calmed down, and after he got all the formula out of him, he was feeling fine. Like, I knew that's what it was because he had gotten sick from 2 other brands of formula. And that day was actually the last straw. When I told the doctor, I was like, I can't supplement him. I was like, his body does not like formula. So I had to try very, 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 very hard to get my supply up, and I ended up breastfeeding for 3 years. So it all worked out in the end, and I proved the doctors wrong. Sometimes the doctors aren't always right. You gotta trust your child, you gotta trust your instincts, and yeah. Mama instincts is right. Yes, yes. That was definitely one of those moments because I supplemented with Brooklyn and ended up switching over to formula after a month because her body didn't like the breast milk and the formula together. So I ended up just going straight formula because I couldn't get her to latch, and I could not be an exclusive pumper. That was just too much. But with Royce, his body did not like formula, so I had to. And that was the motivation I needed because there were times I was 4 weeks in, wanted to quit, 6 weeks in, wanted to quit, 8 weeks in, wanted to quit. Then I kept saying, okay, I'm going to make it to 6 months and then I'm going to quit. Then I was like, okay, I'm going to quit at a year. Make it to a year. He surpassed that. I had to cut the cord at 3 years. I was like, all right, it's time to start weaning. I was like, I want my body back. What time is it? Oh, it's a lot later than I thought. That's awesome you did for that long. Yeah, I definitely surpassed my goal. My goal when I was pregnant, I was like, I want to do a whole year. So I definitely passed my goal, and I was pretty proud of that. I had to cut my son off when I was about to have my daughter because I didn't want to breastfeed two at a time. But they both breastfed for 18 months. That's awesome. And yeah, I couldn't imagine too. I couldn't imagine breastfeeding while pregnant either. That has to like be extremely uncomfortable. But I have heard of people tandem nursing before, and I give them so much credit because that's a lot. That is a lot. They are probably nursing 24/7. I wanted to, but I had a real hard time lactating. Oh. That was me. Actually, that was me with both. I had to nurse on demand with Royce like all day to get my supply up, and it finally like went up. But we also had latching issues in the beginning. I guess he was latching wrong, and it was extremely painful, and he wasn't getting enough milk, and he was like close to being failure to thrive, and that's when the supplementing thing came in. But I actually went and saw a lactation consultant, and she helped me out a lot, and I was able to boost my supply up and stuff. So and also there were these cookies that I would eat too from Walmart. They're like lactation cookies, but they're like oatmeal raisin cookies, and they were really good. And lots of water. I was constantly drinking water. Hey, Betsy. So what are you watching this week? I have been so busy in my craft room that I really haven't had time to watch anything this week. I never got around to watching The Bachelor, or not The Bachelor, what is it? 90 Day Fiance that everyone was suggesting that I watch. Never got around to that. I didn't watch the whole thing though. I did watch the newest episode of Jersey Shore, The Family Vacation, but I only watched like 3/4 of it. I didn't watch the end. And not to mention that in like 2 of the episodes, you know the clips at the end where they show like upcoming episodes and stuff? They showed Ron in 2 of those clips, like on 2 different episodes, but they haven't brought him back yet. So like, I'm like, why? Why do they keep teasing us like that and then not bringing him back? They probably won't bring him back to the end of the season. Do you use a Cricut? I do. I used to have a Joy. Well, I still have it, but I don't use the Joy anymore. I now have a Cricut Maker. I hate when they do that. Yeah, it's so annoying. And I've been trying to finish Outlander. I'm on the last like 3 episodes. So, yeah. But then after that, I'll have to pick a new show. I'm getting one this week and I'm so excited. That is so awesome. I love my Cricut. I use it for everything. Honestly. I've been using it like every day. And I was scrolling through Facebook one day and it popped up in my ads that coming soon is the new season of Wednesday. So I am so excited about that. I really enjoyed that show. And I was scared that it wasn't going to come out till like the middle of 2024. But it seems like it might come out earlier than that. I'm hoping it comes out by like Halloween. They should definitely do it like, I don't know, October, like sometime. Do you have any tips for beginners? I don't know. I would say the vinyl that you use, I honestly would not use Dollar Tree vinyl if you're first starting out because it can be really hard to work with. I'm not the biggest fan of Cricut vinyl. And like the Cricut machines are amazing, but their vinyl is like subpar. I usually have like issues with weeding it. I usually have issues with getting it on the transfer paper or the transfer tape paper. But other than that, like I would start out with simple designs. Because weeding can be pretty annoying, and yeah. Hey, Deb and Rich. But it's pretty easy to get the hang of. Oh, and if you're using heat transfer vinyl, always remember to flip your image. You need to flip it because when you weed it, you're gonna weed it like it's gonna show backwards because you're gonna actually flip it and put the sticky side down onto your shirt, your whatever fabric to iron it on. I've made the mistake of not flipping my image and wasted a whole bunch of vinyl that way. Not to mention that I got through all the weeding, all that, whatever, stuck the image down onto the shirt, still didn't realize that I had printed it the wrong way, and ironed half of it on till I realized that everything was backwards when I ironed it on, and I ruined a shirt, and I'm so upset about it. I told my son I was going to get a Nike and a Jordan decal from you and buy some knockoff Nike and make him a pair of Jordans for a fourth of the price of the real ones. He was not impressed. Oh my gosh. That's funny. You know what's funny though? I have a Halloween Nike sign. It's the check mark and then it's got like blood dripping down from it. I found a way to get past having to pay for SVGs. I know it's probably wrong of me to do, but I like to save money where I can. So what I do is I just Google images. I Google like SVGs, PNGs, whatever. I save them onto my computer. Like there's certain ones that you can save and there's certain ones that you can't. The file is not compatible with Cricut. It's got to be JPEG, I believe. But I just saved like a whole bunch of images, then I upload it to Cricut, and then there's an option on Cricut where you can turn an image into an SVG. So you like upload it into the Cricut design space. Then you click on, I usually do simple image, click on simple image, and it like turns, like if your background is light enough, it turns the background like all one color. And then you click edit, and then you just erase all the pieces that you want to. So you erase the background, you erase like everything that you want to be like a cutout, basically. And then you save the image to like save and cut or whatever I think it's called. And then it saves it as an SVG. And that's how I get like all my super cool images. I only ever paid for 2 SVG packages, which the SVGs ended up being so hard to work with that, yeah, it didn't make it very worth it. I got a Nightmare Before Christmas package and I got a Demon Slayer package, but since then I have found my own way to make SVGs and it's made life a lot easier. That's cool. I love Halloween. Me too. I love Halloween. I made my first Halloween shirt today, if any of you saw. It says, what does it say? It says, "This is Boo Sheet." And it's got a little ghost on it. I make PNGs for Canva, but never SVGs. What is Canva? And it's kind of like making a PNG, except with PNGs, it's usually just the background that's cut out. But with SVGs, it's like every part that you need cut out is like cut out, if that makes sense. But I do sometimes save PNGs and turn them into SVGs. But actually no, PNGs are pretty similar, because I've saved PNGs onto my computer that I didn't even have to cut out in Design Space. So like the whole thing was cut out for me already when I saved it. And then when I went to upload it onto the Design Space, all I had to do was just click the simple edit or something like that. It immediately popped up with everything already cut out, and I just had to save it, and that was it. I have a coffee mug with "This is Boo Sheet" on it. That is too funny. I love that line. I started decorating for fall and Halloween already. I couldn't wait any longer. I would probably do the same thing if I had the time. We have so many Halloween decorations from last year. Every year we tell ourselves, I'm not buying anything for Halloween this year. We have enough. And then every year we go and spend a whole bunch of money on Halloween decorations. Last year we went a little crazy. But I do want to at least, okay, I don't know if anyone's seen my Zombie Baby, but I want to get the entire Zombie Baby collection. So every year I want to get a Zombie Baby to add to the collection. And we usually put him on our roof. So to have like all, I think there's 5 of them, to have like all 5 zombie babies like crawling down our roof, I thought that would be really cool. Yes, the Zombie Baby. I love that Zombie Baby. He was in a lot of my videos, I think, last year. The Halloween videos. I love Halloween. I read thrillers and horror books all year round. And love scary movies. Stephen King stuff is my favorite. That is awesome. Your yard looked awesome last year. Thank you. Yeah, that lighting that we got was super awesome. I can't wait to put that out again. Not to mention that we used the same lighting for Christmas too. We just changed the colors to red and green. Our Christmas decorations are lacking though. I think we need to focus on getting Christmas decorations this year rather than Halloween decorations. I really want that skeleton so bad, but I just can't spend $200 on. Yeah. There's several things that I wanted so bad that I was like, ugh, it's just too much. Like, if I could, I would seriously buy up all the animatronics at the Halloween Spirit store. And Lowe's and Home Depot. There was this dog that I really wanted. It was like this skeleton dog that like howled, or maybe it was a wolf. But it was a skeleton and it howled, and I wanted that so bad. And then there was like a little skeleton cat and just a whole bunch of stuff that if I had the money, I'd buy out all the stores. We went into Spirit of Halloween today, and I wanted it all. Yes, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I'm like, I want that. I wanted to get a fog machine, too, because I thought it would be really cool to, like, have fog through, like, our yard, like a graveyard. But then, I realized I would probably have to get, like, 3 or 4 to do the entire yard, and that's a lot of money. That's a lot of fog juice. I love the Frankenstein holding the lady and that huge clown. I have not been in the Halloween stores yet this year, so I don't know what they have this year at mine. My husband and I saw this 12-foot Reaper animatronic at Sam's Club yesterday. I wanted it, but our apartment is too small. Aw. There's this, like, huge skeleton that I want. But it's obnoxious. I would not know where to store it during the off seasons, so. And they're probably, like, close to $1,000 because they're huge. They're, like, I don't know how tall it actually is, but if you guys know what skeleton I'm talking about, it's like the one that takes up like your entire yard, and it's like 2 houses tall. In the spirit of Halloween, the large ones are amazing. Yeah. Last year, they had this skeleton that was like a mine worker. They had this witch. They had this like creepy clown. They had, I think they had like, I forget what it was, like Krampus or something like that. And he was like holding a kid like this and like shaking him around. And then they had that girl from The Exorcist. They had this like girl on a swing that was like swinging back and forth. We ended up buying one named Barry, and it's this like skeleton guy with like crazy hair in a cage, and he's supposed to like be like hanging, and he goes rawr, and like shakes all around, but we have nowhere to hang him from, so we end up just sitting him on the ground, and he just like shakes around on the ground and growls and stuff. But we had to turn him off a couple times because he is super sensitive and will just, even the wind will set him off sometimes. And he was just going off 24/7. It was crazy. And we got a clown last year that we had to turn off at one point because he kept talking and laughing and stuff too all day long. Oh, Regan McNeil from The Exorcist is my favorite. Love that movie and the book. See, I didn't mind the first Exorcist movie with Regan in it. But any other Exorcist movie after that scared the crap out of me, and I could not watch any of them. I guess because the original, because I didn't watch it when it came out, like I watched it later when like CGI was getting a lot better, so I could tell like it looked really fake to me. So, but anything that looks real that has to do with like possession, supernatural, all that kind of stuff scares the crap out of me. Oh, I can hear thunder. There's a storm coming. Do you have a Linktree or other socials? What is a Linktree? I do not have a Linktree. But I do have other socials. I have an Instagram. I have a TikTok. I do have a Facebook, but my Facebook's more like personal use. I don't really do much social stuff on Facebook, except like Facebook groups and stuff. Like I'm a part of a lot of groups, but yeah, I have a TikTok and I have an Instagram that I post pretty regularly on. But it's pretty much kind of the same content as my YouTube. It's just smaller, but like I do my Instagram, I now post reels on and like pictures of like my epoxy projects and stuff. And my TikTok, I post videos of my epoxy stuff. And every once in a while I'll post like a video from camping, or like an animal video, or a video of one of my kids or something like that. Aw, thank you. Alrighty, well, it's been over an hour. I'm getting hungry. I'm tired. It's hot out here. So I am going to get off of here and go inside. But it was really awesome chatting with all of you. And I will be back next Saturday. I'm doing like Saturday lives from now on. So yeah, stay tuned for next Saturday, and I will see you guys later. Bye.